Text your yes or no opinion to our studio line 22155. Join this on Twitter at Ben_Kitili, at Sophia Wanuna. The hashtag is KTN Prime. You can also tweet at KTN News and at KTN Kenya. Shall be sampling some of your views during this live broadcast. Now, prior to the 2013 general election, the Jubilee team, of course, then the Jubilee coalition comprising of RC, NAC, TRP and TNA, promised or undertook a very ambitious manifesto with 23 points. I'm just going to take a look at some of the key ones that Kenyans can identify with and just try to put Jubilee to task on how they have delivered on that. Let's start with the point that Timothy Otieno left, that is the economy. Now, they promised in the first 2 years that the economy of this country will grow to double digits, between 7 and 10% growth rate in the first 2 years. What we know so far is that the Kenyan economy has grown by just under 6%. That has not been realized. What was promised has not been realized up to date, 4 years or so on. Cut waste and fight corruption was another promise by the Jubilee administration that they took over power. We all know what has been happening in the war on corruption, rampant corruption, up to a point where the president almost admitting in public that he was unable to fight corruption. It is a big scourge that the opposition continues to hit the Jubilee administration on. The economy, they were supposed to to create 1 million jobs, and this was pegged on the economic growth, where borrowing by the country was pegged on that double-digit growth that was projected by the Jubilee administration. The government has continued to borrow, so you wonder how that will be. Will this be, white elephants? What will be? Because the economy is stuck at below 6%. Now, in terms of land reforms, what was promised by the Jubilee administration, one of those promises was to issue 3 million title deeds by the end of 2017. The Jubilee administration has embarked on this in the past few years, but by the end of 2016, they had issued slightly more than 2.5 million title deeds. The Secretary, Jacob Kaimanyi, says they will be able to deliver on this by the end, by the next general election. Now, in terms of sports stadia, this is one thing that the opposition has been hitting the government on. They promised to build 5 new national sports stadia in Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret, Nakuru, and Garissa. None of this has been built, and of course, Kenya is unable to host any meaningful international sports tournament. In terms of infrastructure, this is where analysts agree or say that the government has tried build standard gauge railway from Mombasa to Malava. This has been, of course, the Jubilee administration's pet project, a signature initiative. They have built that project by the end of 2016. The standard gauge railway project was set to be almost 80% complete. This is something that they continue to work on. Complete expansion of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. This has been done, including the building of a new terminal. The other thing that was promised was to build new international airport at Isiolo. That has not been done. Implement and actualize the LAPSET, the Lamu Port, South Sudan and Ethiopia Transport Corridor. That has stalled so far. In fact, it has seen Lamu residents, of course, not being able to get value for money in terms of land compensation. In terms of education, finally, provide free laptops for standard 1 pupils in public primary schools. This has not taken off. 4 years or so later, it has been another one of those soft spots that the political opposition has been able to hit the Jubilee administration on. They say that this is still on course, and the problem it has been delayed is because of procurement red tape. But the